Cheers, welcome to my channel. This is a bonus full moon lunar eclipse for the month of March tarot oracle reading. And Leo, you are the star of this astrological insight. If your sun sign isn't Leo, we still all have a little bit of Leo in us. If you have your birth chart, which house is Leo in, that's where this energy will show up for you. My goal is to provide valuable information to empower you. Keep in mind, this is general or collective reading, so parts may or may not resonate. Take what works for you, leave the rest. And also, this is a timely reading, meaning if you're watching it at this time, it's the perfect time for you. Having said that, if it's been a while since I posted this, what was going on in your life back then? It may give you further clarity to your situation now. So we're going to begin with the tarot portion of this reading. It's about 2/3 of the reading. And we're going to look for the underlying energy. And then when I'm done the tarot part, I will clarify with my oracle for those of you who wish to have further clarification. So this is the 10 of Cups. And the 10 of Cups is ultimate fulfillment in a perfectly imperfect world. So what we have here is, all these cups of love, and 10 is the ultimate. So you have, this is saying, I love my partner here. I love my children. I love where I live. I love my home. I love my neighbors. I love my country. I love my career and the co-workers and my clients. It's that kind of energy. Just really, really feeling really fulfilled in life. Oops, and this from the underlying energy for the bottom of the deck for the internal forces. So internal forces, this is the Temperance card. And so Temperance is talking about having the patience to stay on your destined path, the one that you were placed on this earth to fulfill. Quite a lot of people feel that this card represents the earth angel energy, that angels that God sent to earth, and 144,000 of them to even things out on the earth and make things more fair. This is this angel is dipping their foot in the universal waters and also has their left foot grounded on land. They're using alchemy to bring in their qualities and bring, beauty down to the earth, basically, from the heavens. All right, so that's a good start. This is representing internal forces. So our internal forces are, we can tell what they that it's an internal force because of the questions we're asking. And so the question would be, what if this happens? What if that they do that and I do this? What if? And then it's kind of the woulda, shoulda, couldas. And so you can get caught in a loop with your what ifs. You have control over the what ifs though, so you can choose whether you react or respond to external forces. So this is, you're being rewarded. Yes, you already have the fulfillment of everything you love, and now the God and the universe are sending you a reward of the Ace of Pentacles. So this is talking about, oh, here comes my cat Stella. I'm sorry. I started the reading without her. Her job is to purr on my lap. She's already got happy feet, so we're in good paws. A cat's purr raises the vibration very high. It's actually very healing. And she has a really good purr. I don't know that you can hear it because I have a noise canceling mic on, but she's already got her motor running here for us. Thank you, Stella. She's sad because I started without her. Yeah, it's okay. I love you. All right. So we have the Ace of Pentacles. She's so sweet. We have the Ace of Pentacles coming in as a reward for staying on your destined path. We're off to a great start. Whoops. There was 2 cards here, so we'll put them out like this. Okay, now we have conception happening. So there may be a project that you have started and it's already like in the ethers. The 8 of Wands represents something that is, a project or something that you've already launched. And so this is saying that these are going to land soon, dunk, 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 kind of like in perfect order, in perfect timing. And this is a reward for all your good work that you've been doing. This is a really beautiful reading for you, Leo. All right, so we have the Queen of Swords here, and the Queen of Swords is, she's considered sometimes to be the coldest of all the queens, because she has been there, done that, and bought the t-shirt. She does not want to put up with any bullshit from anybody. Her head is above the clouds. She's very clear on where she wants to go. She's very independent. Of all the signs, the Queen of Swords is most likely to be divorced or separated. And as just, she's got an independent streak in her, so she doesn't, she only wants to be in relationships if they please her, or if they bring some value to her life and she can bring value to the other person's life. If not, she's really not interested. So you have to come into her correct. She does have her left hand out saying, I'm willing to receive, just don't be coming in with any bullshit, or off with your head. She's got her sword ready there. And then we have this energy coming in, the Six of Pentacles. So this may be where you're at now, and this boost is going to really benefit you. The Six of Pentacles is like you're doing well, but it's not a huge amount of money. It is talking, though, about learning the give and take. And so this sometimes can represent being breadcrumbed by other people, being in a position where you didn't realize your work was as valuable as it is, and then people use that for their own benefits. This is something that we all have to learn as we go through life. That how much are we going to invest in with our time and our money and our energy in other people, and who are those people going to be, and what do we anticipate we're going to receive in return. So this is about having that knowledge, the discernment that the Queen of Swords has probably learned the hard way. That's why she's so cranky with that sword. And so we have this energy here, this one person receiving coin and the other one isn't. And there's a scale of justice above this person, because this is saying, hey, you've got something in your pocket already. You're a grifter. Get your butt out there and get to work. I'm not giving you any money. This person actually appreciates it and needs it, and they're going to get my money. Now there we have the Nine of Cups. So this is interesting. So this is talking about like wishing for this ultimate happiness, and this is talking now the whole thing, because this is the underlying energy of the whole reading. This is like you have a wish for ultimate happiness, and you are doing really well, actually. You have like the 9 of the cups of the possible 10, but you want that 10th one. And so it could be that you are in a position where you really like, because this is all pentacles, and pentacles are health, wealth, and happiness on planet Earth, but it's not necessary. Coin is a very big part of that money. Coin, like you could have all the money in the world and still not live the lifestyle that you want to be living. And so it could have something to do with maybe love. Like these cups represent love, and you have everything, but you don't have the love of your life to share it with. You have the material, and you have the time now, and all of that, and you have the energy for it. You just don't have the person, is what's coming up. And so this is saying, this is someone who's on a stage here. So this can represent someone like that, that you might be a public figure of some sort, and maybe you put your career ahead of your your personal life for a while. Or perhaps this energy here, you've been divorced for a while and just weren't ready for another relationship, that kind of energy. So these cups are either in the past and they're behind, on a shelf behind this person, or they're above his head and it's happening right now, or this is in the future, and so these are forward and he's behind. It depends on your situation, the past, the present, or the future here. Now his body language says he's not totally comfortable being on the stage here and being honored in this way. This is saying he's highly favored, And people really are like, yeah, you're doing great kind of energy. But he's got his feet turned out in this position, representing in body language that he's leaking energy. And here he's he doesn't have his, if his hands were crossed over his heart, I'd say he had a closed heart. But it's more like he's got an infinity symbol going on here. You know, he's holding them lower down. So it's talking like, you know, knowing that he has the potential, but not really wanting to be on public display with it. That's the kind of energy. So, you know, if you're wishing for something, it means you don't have it yet. This could maybe he's on the dating show. One of those bachelors. I don't know. Oh yeah, and there he's being judged for sure. So this is the Three of Cups coming in, and the Three of Cups is talking about having a celebration of some sort. But the thing is, these people are not celebrating each other. They're looking at the cups. So they're celebrating something that's happened. And it's an event or something that has happened, and it's not necessarily to do with them even. It's something outside of them. And what I don't like about this card is the cups represent romantic love generally. Why are there 3 people instead of 2 here? And the other thing is, you know, in many cultures, particularly in Europe, if you toast someone and you don't look them in the eye, it means you could have 7 years bad luck. They have a real big superstition over there. They'll like freak out if you don't look them in the eye when you're toasting. So this card, I don't know. We'll see what they're celebrating. There's a full moon coming, so I don't have much faith in them being like on the up and up. This can really represent gossip and slander, and I don't know, just it usually doesn't turn out to be the best energy, but we'll see. Here, we'll keep an open mind here. We have identity and self-image. So you understand, like, yeah, you've been on your destined path and you've been working hard at it, or working smart at it, and you are being rewarded by the universe and God. And this is your abundance and self-worth. You recognize that you are talented in whatever it is that you do, and that when you launch a project, you make sure that it gets done as perfectly as possible. That's the energy here. We have communication in early life. So you may have been raised by separated or divorced parents and be, you know, ferried back and forth and have 2 different lifestyles is the energy I'm picking up. So it's kind of maybe created some confusion as to what you wanted in your life and whether you ever wanted to get married after seeing what they went through. This is your emotional foundation. This is kind of talking about breadcrumbed. I'm almost getting this feeling that your mother might have been a single mother and was, you know, always like having to really work hard for money. And, you know, when your parents tell you you have to work hard for money, and that's why I first said work hard for money, and then I said, no, you're working smart for money. But this is coming from this energy here. And it's also talking about perhaps in the divorce settlement, one of your parents was breadcrumbed, and so then it really affected your lifestyle. You know, went down, your lifestyle changed significantly when your parents divorced. Just picking up some sort of energy around that. And then, or maybe they went bankrupt or something like that, you know what I mean? But it's talking about having a strong lifestyle and then it being like not as lucrative. And then we have here creativity, romance, and children. So yeah, you might be wishing for a partner that you could have, that you would want to have children with and have family. Maybe you've worked through some of this energy here because you've been on your destined path, and you want this ultimate fulfillment, and you're so close to it. You're 9 away here. So, but when you're wishing for something, it means you don't have it yet. And so this is saying stay focused, stay in the game. Don't give up for sure. Don't give up, because on love, that's not a good idea. And then this here is talking about your health and your daily routines and your habits. Now, I don't know, maybe you're drinking a lot, because there's we don't know what this is. This is saying, or maybe you're hanging around with these friends of yours that are drinking a lot, like party. I'm talking party animal. Maybe you're a party animal, and that's why you're on stage here. I'm not judging it. I mean, everybody goes through the party animal phase. But if you're wanting to have children in that, it's kind of talking about making a shift in your daily routine and habits. Because if you're planning on getting married and having children, you don't want to be drinking all day and going out and partying all the time. Yeah, okay. So this could talk about someone, see this card? I told you so. This is talking about being very disappointed in someone. So this could be that you had a partner that was drinking, you know, and you would catch that. You would come home from work, and that would be the case. And yeah, that's why you maybe are separated now. That kind of energy. This quite often. This represents disappointment in love, and it could be for several reasons. This here is like 3 cups, and that could say that there was a third person in the relationship that shouldn't have been there. Sometimes it can even say that there is a third person and there's a baby coming. So sometimes that energy, because this represents conception. So this could be conception of an actual baby, and if your partner was stepping out, you know, and having fun with other people, it could represent that kind of energy, that there is a pregnancy on the way, and it's not you, or it's not, you know, it's not between you and your partner, it's the third party. And then we also have the energy of, it could be you have given your partner like 3 chances, and they've messed up badly 3 times, and that could represent this. I'm picking up an energy of a lot of partying, and they're asking for a 4th chance, and you're like, no, 3 strikes, you're out, I'm done with you. And then we have the energy also, it could just be like an energy that you've had 3 relationships that are like this, and they've always kind of ended up the same, and you're not wanting to take a cup of the same old shift. So you would know what your situation is, and that could be those are several of the options. So this is representing the external forces. So the external forces is, in the past you've been disappointed in love. And so let's see what happens here. You're being rewarded here, and there's a promise of potential ultimate fulfillment. And we have the Queen of Pentacles coming in. So the Queen of Pentacles is someone that's reliable. She understands the value of the dollar. She understands she's considered to be very resourceful, can make something out of nothing. And she prefers quality over quantity. She's not this, she doesn't purchase items to impress other people. She's just, this is more like old money, the kind of where you would have a legacy to pass down to your children, because she doesn't feel any need to impress anyone with money. And this is in your marriage, partnership, and your commitments. So perhaps she's holding the pentacle, that this reward coming in. So perhaps this is talking about you're going to meet someone that you actually could fall in love with, that actually is reliable, unlike the past energy here. We have, yes, like, look at that. The transition is marriage. This is the marriage card. You work fast. So this is talking, Leo, you're on a roll. So this is talking about the beginning of this fulfillment here. And this is a transition from where you've been. Now, this is really interesting, because this energy is talking about, we just had, like, on the 17th of February, we had the new moon, and it was in Aquarius, and Leo energy was opposing that, because Aquarius is directly across the wheel of the horoscope from you. And so the energy of Leo is like, Leos are natural born leader energy. It takes a while for them to mature up to it, but they generally are. Eventually, that is, people like to follow Leos, because you're charismatic and charming, and you're a lot of fun to be around. And usually Leos are very talented as well. And so and attractive. So like it's like this kind of presence here, like someone that performs on a stage or something like that. So in the public eye in some way. So this energy, it's interesting because in the new moon was in Aquarius, and Aquarius is saying you have to look after the you have to be responsible for the family, the group, the community, everyone. You have to put them first. And you're like, no, I really need some time to myself here. I need to be able to be a strong leader. I need to be strong within myself. I need to look after myself right now. And then I will, you know, consider getting married and all of that again. So you're in that, you know, you've been working on it and you understood that you weren't ready, but I feel like you're ready now. And that energy was coming in. And so you would really be feeling that Aquarian moon because it was you were opposing it and saying, no, I'm doing what I need to do for myself. And that was kind of the energy. And at the same time, on that very same day, there was the first day of the Chinese New Year. And we left the year of the snake into the year of the fiery horse energy, which is all about like setting high achievement goals and being free-spirited and, you know, in matters of love, being very passionate and heartfelt. And the danger of it is like burning yourself out because of like really trying to get too much done in too short of a time. And then also it can be very impulsive energy, like making decisions that you haven't really looked into fully. And so this is the energy from the new moon. And then we had an eclipse on top of that, and that eclipse was a solar eclipse. So you are ruled by the sun, and the sun was blocked out by that eclipse. So you are really feeling this energy of really not wanting to deal with a bunch of people and the public image, and maybe that's when all of this came to a head on some level. But that energy now is, you know, on the 26th of February, we also had Mercury moved just a few days ago here, moved into a retrograde period. And so this is when communication can get a little awry and technology breaks down, etc. But it's a great time for going inward and looking at why things didn't work and learning, you know, from the experience so that you can really move forward in a strong way. And so this energy is talking, now there's a transition here. And so this transition is like a major life change, which eclipses do tend to bring on. And this was quite a hard eclipse for you, with the sun being blocked out and you being ruled by the sun. And so this energy, you know, it stays with us for about 6 months, but you know, in a very, it's not like it's not like in your face. It's just kind of in the background kind of energy. But now there's a major transition happening. Maybe you've met this Queen of Pentacles here, and this has been a gift sent in for you, and you're like, you know what? Like, this is someone, like, if she's for real and she is who she says she is, maybe I am interested. That kind of energy. And then we have, and it's 9:11 on the clock. Alarm bells are ringing. You may be hearing alarm bells out there, but that's actually construction. I don't know how much you can hear. The cat's purring, and there's a lot of beeping from construction outside. All right, so we have this position. Yeah, so this is talking about your higher learning. And so this is talking about you were really, this is being in a mental prison, like just really not being able to see a way out because you felt duty bound. But, and it was due to, I feel, this energy here, like, you know, not knowing, like, if you did have a partner that was, had addiction issues, that can be really, really challenging. And it's kind of feeling like, well, I can't just leave them because whatever, but maybe they've just gone too far. And maybe, as I said, they could be pregnant or something like that, because of this conception here. So this is talking about having worked through a lot of these issues like the thoughts you were having about it, but still, and now you're contemplating about the move that you're moving forward. And I feel like you didn't want to see it, but now you're ready. This is this energy here. I always feel like there was more water here when you started, and water represents emotions. But like, I feel like this is dried up now, and this is like your right foot is stepped forward on dry land, which means that, okay, I'm ready to take action now. I know what I want to do. And the left foot is still in a very shallow puddle. And this represents your emotions. Now, not saying that your emotions were shallow, but like they're less intense is what I'm getting. And so like, now that you've learned what's happened and maybe you figured it out, okay, like I can't, like, you know, you can't be babysitting an adult, right? And that you just, they did something unforgivable. And I feel what happened is there was some, they've been in, like, not being true to you. You know, they've stepped out of the marriage or the relationship, and they've been, you know, with a third party. And I feel like a lot of people know about it. And that's probably, and if you're a public figure, it's kind of like, oh, you know, like being the only one who doesn't know kind of energy. This is talking about reconciliation. So perhaps you were thinking about reconciling with this person. This reconciliation, the first step of reconciliation is forgiveness. But you can forgive someone and then not choose to be with them. Now this card is really interesting because it's talking about illusions within this. And at first glance, you look at this card and it looks like two children playing, and they're playing with these potted flowers, and someone's watching over them. But when you look more closely, you realize that's a gnome, and that's a little lady. And this little lady, if you look at her from the front, she looks like she's young. But if you look at her from the back, she's an old hag. And it's kind of like, this is the yes and no card, basically. This is talking about people pleasing. So this younger version is like, being nice about it. And the old hag's going, don't you dare take that cup from him. Because she's smarter about it. She doesn't want to get her hands dirty. She's saying, like, she knows, like, these white flowers in the pots represent innocence in tarot. And but this is nightshade. This is from the nightshade family. It's datra. And datra is very poisonous. It's highly, if you ingest it, like, it's not, it's very toxic for children and pets. I mean, an adult would, probably just get ill. But the thing is that you wouldn't let kids play with this. But then you realize, well, they're not kids anyway. They're a gnome and a little young old lady. But this is basically learning how to say no and not wanting to get her hands dirty. And then you look and, hey, this person that was watching over the kids is actually walking away because they're not kids after all. And so it's all those illusions. And when we have the retrograde that, like I mentioned, that's when all these past energies come up. And sometimes people from our past will come in and they'll want to return. And, there's unresolved issues there. So this could be representing that kind of energy. And this is sitting in your reputation and your career arena here. So I feel like this has affected your career in some way, or it could even be because, maybe they were at the company party, like, and, it was embarrassing. It's that kind of energy. So we have the Empress energy coming in though, and the Empress energy is coming in your blessings. So the Empress, she is sitting on her throne, and she, this is an external force though. And so this energy is talking about pregnancy again. So someone's pregnant. There's conception here and there's pregnancy. So this Empress is someone of very high standing. And it's kind of interesting because this is an external force. So it could be that this Queen of Pentacles that you have met or whatever, and because this is in marriage, and that is also of Empress standing, or has the ability to bring you into that energy somehow. This is an external force, and this is like the career and that. So maybe this person, maybe when you knew them, they were a Queen of Pentacles, and now they're an Empress, and you ran into them, and you haven't seen them since childhood, and they're like, whoa, like, let's get married. It's that kind of energy. That's what I feel like, and this is like, okay, decision made. I'm no longer here. I recognize, like, when you realize, you know, you can be going along, and if you don't have another person in your life that you're interested in or whatever, you just think, oh, I'm done with love. Like, this has been so disappointing, and I just don't want it. Like, I don't want to take the risk again. It's just not worth it. And then you meet someone and you realize, no, well, maybe I do want to have another chance here. And I feel like that's the energy. And so this person, yes, because look what comes in is all this, like the 10 of Pentacles. So you'll have the love, and, you know, you'll be able to have children with this person and just really have the lifestyle that you want. Like, not always worrying, what are they doing behind your back kind of energy. That's what I'm picking up. So that's the energy, Leo. It's kind of talking about, you know, the eclipses. But the eclipse coming up now, and like, this is why I'm telling people to be very careful right now. Don't be making impulsive decisions, or, you know, getting really pissed off, and, you know, and then going on and tweeting all over the place, you know. This energy is like, you don't want to be in the impulsive energy with the fire horse energy just coming in. And I don't feel that people have all the facts, and we don't see any messenger coming in with any information in this reading. We are going to be having another eclipse on the 3rd of March, like, just, it's the 28th today. So it's just a few days away. So my suggestion would be to really go inward and really, you know, figure out, okay, what is it that I really want to do here? And what are my needs? And really, you know, chill out. And on the 3rd, when we have this next eclipse, this one's going to be a full moon in the sign of Virgo. And the Virgo energy is wanting, get your ducks in order, you know, get them lined up, make sure that your home is clean, make sure that you have decluttered. It helps you declutter your mind, but also because get ready in case you want to sell your house and move, or some sort of energy like that. That's what it's talking about. Like, now is a good time to make plans, like during this retrograde period. And we're going to be in retrograde now, you know, it's till the 20th of March. So basically the whole month of March is a better time for making plans, getting organized, that kind of energy. And February, or not February, March 3rd is the perfect, like, energy for that. And what's really interesting is that the energy of this eclipse is really, like, it's actually a really perfect energy for you, because this is exactly what you need to do, is get organized, basically, so that you can be ready to make a move when the energy changes and the communication's better and that. And the thing is about eclipse season is it makes you magnifies the weakest area of your life, and it will really amplify it so that you end up, like, putting the work into that. But in the meantime, you might miss out a little bit on the big picture. So by the time, I feel like when this next eclipse comes in, it's going to really have, you know, some of the answers that you don't have now. And it's only a few days away. And then if you take the time, you know, till the, you know, the 20th of March at least, to just get ready, and then, okay, then make, if you can, hold off till then to making any major decisions here, because the energy will be way more supportive after that. And what's really interesting, I'm just going to say, I'm going to just let people know I'm going to start clarifying now. So if you want off here, I just want to say thank you for being here. And please do give it a like and comment if you've received value from this. I would really appreciate it. Consider subscribing. It would be an honor for me if you did so. I'm going to clarify now with my oracle. And now what's really interesting is this energy coming in for this eclipse that's on the 3rd of March. In 2007, on March 3rd, it was almost identical energy astrologically. And so this energy actually has a huge pull on now. And so if you can look back and think, okay, what were you doing back around March 3rd in 2007? Because it would be very similar energy to now, and it might give you a lot of clarity. Put it in the comment box below if you are good with sharing it. It's really interesting to me, because when I looked into it in 2007, and at the beginning of March is when I started this oracle. So my oracle is Tales from the Vector, TAILS. And I do have a website, talesfromthevector.com. I have the gallery of 64 paintings that I started in 2007. It's from the Intergalactic Federation of Light. And I completed the last paintings in 2020. But now I'm working on bringing it out and the information that goes with it. So I just have these cards. On these cards are numbers, and the numbers represent how the paintings are listed on my website. The information is in the description box below, and I will put them in the order they appear here, so you know which of the paintings to look for if you're interested in that. But like also in 1980, this might be before your time, but something could have happened with your parents, because I was picking up that energy, or something around that. In 1980 in the spring, there was also similar energy. It's not as exact as it was, for 2007. But when I look back, what was I doing? I went on a backpacking trip to Australia from Canada for 4 months was my plan. And I ended up staying for a year and a half. And like, they had really good visas then. There was a lot of people backpacking, and it was really friendly in Australia. And you could just go get a job working in a pub or whatever. I also was highly qualified to groom dogs. And so I managed to find, I was able to work and stay there. And then I went to Bali, Indonesia to renew my visa, because you had to leave the country for 2 weeks and come back in. So I went on that trip there, and then that's when I really started my love of travel. I was like, I love traveling, and I loved Australia. I left on the very last day of my visa. I was not wanting, we had plane problems. We had to land in Brisbane on the way back to flying out, and I had to spend an extra night. And they put us up in a fancy hotel, so had a real good last night in Brisbane. And talking about partying. But that was in 1980, and that sort of set me on my path of wanting to really travel. And I did for about a good decade. I would work 2 or 3 jobs and then go somewhere else. So I've been to a lot of countries and traveled a lot, and really, really enjoyed that. And then in 1988, there is again similar energy to this, but it's been that long, from 1988 to now, 2007 and now. And so this energy in 1998, that was my last year as a single person. And, by 1990, I was married with a baby. So, these eclipses can have these significant changes, but they're very subtle, and it's over like 6-month periods. So it's like not usually like, oh, a sudden thing so much as it is like changing something significant that's happening in your life. So just check that out. It might give, you might be really interested to see what you find. Here, my oracle is saying that there's a tower that causes this reality check. And so I think that you've already, I feel like with this energy here and here, that you've already experienced this tower, and that's why you're in the energy that you're in this part here. And so the tower is when you've been ignoring the signs because you just didn't want to face it, and now you have to. A tower happens, something happens, and the towers always hit at the worst time. They just do. They're uncomfortable. It's because you've been ignoring something and not wanting to deal with it. And then the universe says, well, you're going to deal with it now. And so this can be about because of attachment. So of course, this energy of, you can be attached to someone, and just like you can forgive them, but you don't necessarily want to have anything to do with them anymore. But especially if You've given them several chances. They've shown you who they are and what they're going to do. And so it may be time to move on. And that's what the universe is telling you. And look at the opportunity that comes in when you do, like, holy. So Taurus energy, this is talking about the give and take, what we're talking about here. Like, you don't want to breadcrumb your own life. That's the energy you're in. So this is talking about, you know, knowing how much time and energy to invest in something and when to let it go. And because attachment is the mother of all the karmic spaces. If we become attached to something and we don't want to lose it, we can end up, like, you know, falling into a lot of karmic spaces. There was a blind spot here in your relationship. And yeah, I do feel someone's pregnant, and I don't feel it's you or your baby, you know, if you're a male. And so there was a lot, I'm getting this energy of a lot of jealousy because of all your potential here. And maybe you were in a smaller center. This can be sibling rivalry too. And so you might have, this could be a lot of things, but it's not, you know, it's not unheard of for your sibling to be involved in something like, you know, this gossiping energy and that. And so we have ego. This is a karmic space. And it's saying, like, if there's your ego, it's sitting on the breadcrumbing. So the ego actually will tell us, hey, you're just a regular everyday person. Who do you think you are that you should have an empress for a wife, or, you know, like that kind of energy. So you have, this is like saying that it's almost like you're being initiated into your true self here with all this energy. And I just want to point out, when the horoscope signs come up, I'm not talking about an individual person. I'm talking about the state of being, because we have a little bit of every sign in us. And this is saying that you hadn't learned this yet. And the universe wasn't willing to give you this big reward of all this money until you had learned the art of give and take, or you could have just lost it. And it would have been way worse than the situation you're in now. We have dissemination of information. So dissemination is elephant. What elephant? I don't see an elephant in the room. And so if you're sitting on a public stage and you're highly favored and people are going, oh, we wish we could be them, but you know in the background, oh my God, this just happened and it's going to be so embarrassing. And, you know, and maybe they ran off, you know, like, and you're left there to deal with it on your own. So this is talking about there's going to be an energetic upgrade in your lifestyle, in your daily routine, your habits. Like, if you've been having to really never, like, you know, there's nothing worse than living with someone that you don't know. Are they going to accidentally burn the house down? Or are they going to, you know, like, are they going to go out and spend $1 million again today and go shop and buy shit that they don't really need, and instead of paying the bills, that kind of energy. This is talking Virgo energy for the clarification on the external forces, and it's that eclipse is in a Virgo. And that's the energy coming in. So it's saying, yes, this Virgo eclipse is going to give you a lot more clarity, because the sun is going to be shining, and that you're ruled by the sun. So it's going to be shining light on it. And remembering, like, Mercury rules Virgo energy. So remembering that you could be very hyper-focused on one area and miss out the details because of it. And it's good that you're working on it, but you need to recognize that before you make any major decisions, that you have to really look at the overall picture and not make impulsive decisions. This is talking about the third eye. Like, this is like I'm just getting that you know, somehow ran into this person from your childhood or maybe high school-ish, and you're like, wow, like, you know, and went out, and now you want to marry them. And yet, you know, they're a star in your eyes. That's the energy. This is about, yeah, like, I can see myself married to this person, and and you know of them, and you know their background and everything, but it's saying take your time. You know, if it's supposed to work out, it will be. And yeah, use your intuition. It's saying use your intuition and your insight. And see, Here, this is representing someone that's just like thinking, overthinking, and can't find the answer. But when you get into using your intuition and your, your crown chakra, you'll get the answers from within. And look at this. This is temptation on this here. So what is this about? Where is this temptation from this external force? We have the devil here on forgiveness and reconciliation. So I feel like this card could be saying a couple things here. This could be saying that maybe this Empress energy is someone that you knew from your childhood, but you went with someone else. And this is talking about this person. Remember I said they've already had 3 strikes and they want another opportunity to reconcile with you. And I feel they might be pregnant with someone else's child. So I'm just saying that's the energy I'm picking up. But like, don't base your decision on that for sure. These are just tarot cards and I'm reading for a lot of people. When that energy comes in, I always cover the devil, because you're not going to get the truth from the devil. And the devil always sends a minion in, and I want to know okay, look at this. This is the energy that was sent in. This is why your partner thought the grass was greener on the other side and then found out it was fake, and now they want to come back to you. And they might be pregnant with someone else's child. So just be aware of that. There's some sort of energy around that. I was picking that up right from the beginning of the reading here. And, that's not fun energy, but it's better to know than not know. We have the moon coming in again. And this is talking when you discipline your mind and you use your intuition, you could really, this is about blessings coming in for you. And that, this person that you met ran into, and I feel like it is someone that you know already. But it's also talking about this being like your ex-partner wanting to reconcile. And so that's the choice that you have to make, basically. And of course, you want to make the proper choice here. If they're pregnant, make sure it's your baby. That's all I'm saying. Just get a DNA test or something, blood test, whatever you need to do. And this is talking about, again, the moon energy coming in. And that you'll have a lot more clarity, I feel, after March 3rd. We have the Capricorn energy coming in. So Capricorn is about being really ambitious, and I feel like you've been working, and there's a lot of possibilities coming in for you once this is cleaned up. And you have to understand too that you can't always be putting yourself, like breadcrumbing your needs to please everybody else. Like there's got to be a point sometimes where you say, I need to look after myself. And especially during these eclipses, if you're feeling that way, then you need to. And so just honor that. I do hope you've enjoyed this and have some value out of it. Please do give it a like and comment, and consider subscribing if you resonate with the channel. It would be my honor if you did so. And I will be back with a mid-month reading for you next. Bye for now, Leo. Sorry, Stella, I have to wake you up.